Hello, hello, hello. Can everybody hear me? I think, yeah, I do see my audio moving, so I think so. But let me know. Anyway, yeah, today, yes, thank you. Thank you, DevBoy. Thank you, Amanda. And he getters, hello. Volume a bit low. Okay. Um, if I do this, is it a little bit more? I don't know. Um, I don't know how to boost this, but let's see. Filters. Gonna have a look. Gain sounds like a boost. So how much is it? How is it now? Better? Still bad? Do, 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 do. As you can see, Bram is not here to help with all of this. He is very busy working hard. Okay, let me just grab the chat so it stays on the top over here. Yes, it's good here. Okay, I'll stick with this for now. Close and open this back up. Yes. Okay, yeah. Today I am just going to work more on the dwarf project. I asked in the Discord what you guys wanted to see. If you wanted to see like a study from a 3D scan or me to continue on the dwarf project, and it was dwarf. So I have been looking at my project. I'm like, okay, what is the biggest things that I still need to do? Very cool concept. Thanks, DevBite. So I was looking at this and the things that I needed to do. I think in my print I really didn't like how these guys were sticking out. These fingers of his. So I want to change his hand slash arm position so that he probably at least hooks underneath that tooth. Maybe grabs it. And the other thing would be to do his feet and toes and adjust his armor around it. I have cut off all of all of the other subtools and separated it out into just 4 and cut off all the rest because my memory was getting super full. And if my memory is full, then I cannot use my undos, and that's a bit scary. So let's see. I have this hand. I have his body, his clothes, and then the dragon guy. So I think I will just start. Oh yeah, they have actually subdivisions, so this is what they were looking before. And I need to make it different. I might also move the head of the dragon a little. Just nudge it. Up a little. It'd be cool if I could make like a lip fold, but I don't know if that's overkill. Anyway. Just that. I think you would be pushing it. So It's a little hard to imagine what is. When I get eaten by a dragon, what is my hand doing? I don't really. That's not really what I would be thinking about. I'll use the transpose line. And just switch the hotkey back to the default. Switch this screen somewhere. Where do I do that? Here. Okay. And up here. So yeah, today I have been traveling big time. It's it's basically just a day of sitting in place while you are somehow moved forward. It kind of feels like a lazy day, but then also it tires you out way more than you'd want. So I'm working on my travel setup, which is fine. It's just my keyboard is a little bit different, so that's why you see me looking back and forth. My keyboard is just a little bit different, so my fingers are in just a little bit not the right place, and it's like not not ideal. It's not fully in my muscle memory yet. And then by the time it will be in my muscle memory, it will I will be switching back to my home setup, so then might not be super useful. Rotate this one. Needs to just move it to the right, and then the tooth is sticking through it. But what if we just move the tooth? Lost that one. Shoop. Let's see. Let's divide up. I used to have them in. This one is higher subdivision than the other ones. Let's fix that. So split hidden, and then in this one I do reconstruct subdiv, and now he's equal to the rest, and then I merge them back together. Merge down. Okay. And what I was gonna do is make polygon groups for each knuckle. Is that the word? For each joint, I guess. It used to have that, but because of the putting everything together in this file, it got lost. So just redo them quickly. So see this one. So I just select and then I click Ctrl W to make it a new polygroup. And then same on the next finger. Group. And select. And do I have the other side? Nope. Be a little bit more careful with this. Choop, choop, choop. Yep, it's fine. Ctrl W. Ctrl Shift click to only show the one. Ctrl Shift selection. Seems good. Ctrl W to make a new polygroup. And rinse and repeat. Just the last finger. Ctrl Shift selection. Click, click. Oh, wrong selection. Click, click. Sounds good. Okay. Voila. I'll also do the thumb. The thumb also looks like a higher subdivision than the rest, so I'll do the same thing. Split hidden. Reconstruct subdiv. And merge it back in, merge down. And now I will select from the top. W and Ctrl W. Oh, that's not good. Is good. Yes, it's better. All right. That's that done. DevBite, Bodybuilder Forever. Can you critique my new Sculpting progress? Thank you. Let me have a little look-see. I'm guessing that you posted it in the Discord. Show and tell. All right. Just as a side note, if it's posted in the show and tell, I won't try to do any feedback on it. So if you put it in the feedback and the help and feedback, then I'll do feedback on it, but I'll copy it out over here from the show and tell channel, because sometimes you just want to show off your work without everybody just picking apart all the little pieces. So that's then you put it in the show and tell, and if you want critiques or feedback, then you put it in the feedback. Just for your own peace of mind. Let me grab Photoshop. It's an interesting concept. It's like a bird Batman. It's probably a comic hero. I don't know of him. Let me put this up here. New file. So, and then I would need to switch. If I click this eye, will it show the right thing? Not entirely. Like this? Nope. Why is it not showing the right one? Window capture. Photoshop. Empty. Not untitled. No, not pure enough. Photoshop. Windows 10. Okay, there it switched to the right thing. Voila. Okay, my microphone is still working. That's good. Okay. So who is this guy? Let's have a look at the concept over here. It's a nice strong pose. Yeah, he does have a very vacuumed stomach. Vacuum, is that the right word? I know that's like a bodybuilder pose, I think. To have it like very. His name is Blue Jay from Marvel. Okay, I don't know of this guy. He's looking nice and buff. So, one thing that I think is always. Oh, why is it not doing it? Hello? Some screen is hidden somewhere. Oh, it's behind my POV. Okay. Okay. Something that I think is very important when you're making poses is to always be thinking of how the skeleton is formed. So that's the first thing that I'm going to figure out. So we have this bony landmark on his shoulders over here, where the clavicle and I don't think that's actually the actual direction it goes, but by the clavicle and shoulder blade, it's the other word, scapula, are coming together. This nice hard point on the top of your shoulder. That's one bony landmark. It's always quite easy to find. Then on the top of his sternum, that's where the clavicle will be going to. So according to this, I am guessing that it is about that high. And then this would be somewhat like his clavicle. And same for the other side, which is quite hidden. And then we have this full rib cage that he's showing. And a lot of shadow here, but that's probably a little bit of 2D exaggeration. And then the next we have this hip bone, you can see over here. Is the bottom of pubic, the pubic synthesis. This hip bone, this point over here. So, and then here we'll have the great trochanter, and down to the hips, but I don't, let's see, it doesn't have legs, no, okay, so that's not as important. Nice arms, by the way, I like them. Let's see, we have elbow, which is also a very bony landmark, and the epicondyles of the humerus. That's basically the most sticky out bits of your upper arm bone. You can feel them on the sides, and then like in the middle you have your elbow, which is, well, it's your lower arm. I forget, not the radius, the ulna. Okay. See, I know my names. So that means that this bone is like here, and slotting here, and into the clavicle, scapula socket, like here, down here. And then, so his head, it's a pretty big bone. It's going over here. It's quite forward, which you can see there yet. So, and he will have a neck. He will have a neck somewhere behind there. So, what you can see is like his neck and spine will be one thing. This whole very hip forward kind of motion that you'll have there. So if we were to look on the side of this guy, here we have his face. It's like a little pointed downwards, and then his back and shoulders are very, very back, very pulled back, and it's kind of going forward, where he is hanging out with his hips. And a very wide stance to accommodate that. So that's kind of the thing that I would be mindful of when making this. So you have this very forward position, which also helps. I think it helps exaggerate this this rib cage that he has, because that will be attaching like more back, and it will be attaching to the huge synthesis, right? The abdominals, they are attaching to the ribs up here, and they are attaching down here. And then, well, comics make it a little bit different, but you see that they are attaching up here and then down here. So then, because he's pointing very back, that he can, his abdominals can create this gap. Let me just change color a little bit. This gap. Then we have this gap. And let's look at the sculpt. So, oh, I'll post it in the end, Mike. Right now, just in process. Yeah, it's good to keep in mind, especially since his pose is pretty much symmetrical. You can, for the most part, already good sculpted in pose already. Let's back to red. So yeah, so I would keep that in mind, that that he has this forward in the head. So the head is forward, shoulders backwards, hips forward, legs backwards. So he has this nice S curve forming because of that. So a thing that I learned recently, which I didn't know before, is if we look at the skull. Why am I not able to paint? Because I deleted my layer. If we look at the skull, right, and then we have the jaw, and then we have this nose hole at some point, there's eyeballs, eye sockets. So I learned that this point of his under his nose, so this point, usually rule of thumb, so it can vary in people, lines up with the bottom of the cheekbone, right, which is nice, and then that lines up with the bottom of the ear, right, and that lines up with the bottom of the skull, where there's this attachment point of the traps. So what I'm pointing at. What I mean to say with that is that over here, these are all lining up good, so the back of the skull would be in this line as well. So the traps would be attaching over there to the back of the skull. So I think it's a little hidden behind all of this blue stuff going on there. It's like over there. There's like this almost a triangle on the back of the skull where those muscles connect. And then traps there. Attach nice to this point, which is good. And then we have the clavicle. A nice little bow shape if you look from the top. It looks good to me. I think maybe if this a bit more outwards, maybe this could be a little bit more. No, sorry, ignore that. Yeah, so the shoulder muscles will be attached there. It's looking good. And then his attaching there and on the first part of the clavicle as well. Let's use the indent point, and then the deltoideus, pecs will be started over there. It's first group basically, second group, third group, and sometimes you will have like a kind of like a fourth group that has like a little tail. I'm not sure if that's depending on the genetics or what, but then it's looking good as well. So I think you're doing great. I think this over here is a little extreme, but it is also quite extreme in the reference. So so normally, right, you would have like this upper one that goes over the rib cage and then attaches to the rest of them. And then we have 3, 4. This guy has an 8-pack, but he's a superhero. So I think that this would then be the first one. So this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, and then 4. Yeah, okay, that's lining up. 2, 3, 4. Okay, also guide me how to reconstruct subdips work. Thank you. I think that I know what you mean, but I'll show something. All in all, I'm liking this. Let's have a look at the back. So yeah, I think the main point for me is that trapezius attachment point. So that will be attaching over here, where the skull has this point, and the more muscles you have, the less neck you will see. So get this whole attachment. So also here, keep in mind that there is bone. So if we go from that bony landmark over there on the shoulder, on the top of the shoulder, there would be the ridge of the shoulder blade, to which the trapezius is attaching. So that one is usually, in very muscular people, it's a very deep ridge. So it goes very deep, and then like the traps attach and they go bulging out. And then the deltoids attaching over here, and it has a belly that goes towards it. It's like the tendons attached to this ridge of the deltoides, but the belly of the muscle is still over here. And then from here, if we go down, you would have the rest of the scapula, which can be a ridge, but that's really depending on the pose. It can be bulging out, can be going in. It's really depending on the pose. And then you would have these little fingers that are coming over here. What are they called again? Serratus muscles. Those are you won't see them because they are overlapped by the teres major and the lats, as you have. But that's the bulge that you can recognize that's going to the front. And then there's the lats. It's can come right up. And I'm not exactly sure what the muscles in here. It's like an infraspinatus and like an infra. I am not sure about that, but I think you can put his shoulder blade more clearly, like with that ridge of where all the muscles attach. So I think those 2 points are my main feedback. It's a long, very, very long way to say. My main 2 points would be the attachment of the traps and the bony landmark of the shoulder blade, the scapula. Have an extra look into that one. And I keep in mind the pose for later, the forward positioning. Okay, let me get back into Zbrush and have a look at the reconstruct subdivs work. So is the question, do you want to combine 2 separate subtools that each would have subdivisions, or do you have a subtool that has no subdivisions and you want to give it subdivisions? While I'll get Zbrush back. Oh, that was easier than I thought. Not sure, to be honest. Okay, let's. Oh, okay, well, we have an example right here. I do not have my subdivision anymore, but to be fair, I don't think I want them anymore. Let's see. Let's make a copy of this body. And this body has a bunch of relatively high detail, but it is not closed off over here, over here. And let's say I want to give this subdivisions. So first off, I want to be able to close these holes. So one way is just to click the close holes button that is down here in geometry, modified topology, close holes, and Zbrush will generate some nice nice geometry to close that hole. And the other one, depending on your mesh, it might screw something up, but that's a nice place to start. And then what I like to do is either I make a copy, so I can later project that, but what Zbrush has now is I can make a copy in the history. So I will click Control, click on this step of my history, which you see it got this white line in there now. So if I move this around, it doesn't. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, I think my that's not going to work because of my memory issues that I was saying before. Yes, it's 90% full. Okay, let me close Photoshop. Let's try that again. This Photoshop is eating a lot of memory. Okay. Okay, 45% full now. Okay, let's delete this because I cannot undo this move anymore. Delete. Okay. So again, we will go to close holes, down geometry, modify topology, close holes, and then I control click on this history step, and it will create this white line that goes through it, which means that it is copying the information from there. After that, I will do a Z remeasure. So geometry Z remeasure. For a full body, I think you want to have at least 5. So let's see how dense the topology is that it gives me. So yeah, that looks pretty good for me. The silhouette still has the definition everywhere in all the places that I care about. So that looks pretty good to me. So if it is not good for whatever reason, you can try to guide ZBrush's loop creation by using polygroups. So for example, we have a polygroup on the top over there. And if I select this, and I create a polygroup over there, and over here the same, over here, voila. Now, if I turn on keep groups in the Z remeasure, it will try to create loops that go over here, that are like in this direction, because of to follow the polygroup that's there. So let's see what it gives us now. But if you want to keep separate control, this is also very useful. See, it has a very straight loop over there. In my case, I wouldn't choose for this because it creates some awkward pinching. But every case is different. So you see also like the nice group 1, group 2. For the tips of this arms, it is very nice to keep it very straight. But let's continue and project the old detail onto this. So we have a Z-remeshed guy. And I will go back up to the subtool palette. And then here in project, there's project history. So I will divide my mesh one time. So we have 2 subdivisions now. And I will project the history. And I will also project the polypaint because I had it. And I will subdivide again. Project again. And maybe once more. And now we have 4 subdivisions and the same detail. And now I can just use the polygroup selection that we had before created. And lower subdivision. It's a little nicer to deform than to deform it on a high subdivision. So, okay, let me see what got commented. I stole the I stole the ZBrush thing from Zbrush to Blender. Yeah, it is a very useful technique. I know the project detail one. It's the construct subdivision. Oh, okay. So, construct subdivision. For example, I have created subdivision, so I know it is possible for this thing to have subdivisions. Let's say I copy this, I clone this tool to another thing, and it has lost its subdivisions for some reason. There is just in the geometry palette a very simple button for this, and that button is reconstruct subdiv. If your mesh allows it, it will do its best to just reconstruct the 4 squares and make it into 1 square. And again, reconstruct subdivisions, take 4 squares and make it into 1. Until it either finds a triangle, then it cannot do it, or there is another issue in the topology for which it cannot make the 4 squares into 2. But if you had subdivisions before and you just lost them, you generally can do that. So that's a nice way to get the geometry back, the subdivisions back, I mean. Yes, so that is that. Thank you. Oh, yeah, no problem, no problem. Let me know if there's any more things that I do. Then you're like, what the hell did this guy do? How long have I been working on this project? Way too long. But not a lot. So since this is episode 36, so at least 36 times 3 hours ish. As you see, I am also just talking a lot and not working a lot. Before that, we did some work on it already. But yeah, it's a project that just keeps going. I'm at the point where I really just want to finish it, but I am not happy with his legs, with his arm pose, and his face/hair. It's just a little bit too messy for my liking. So those are at the moment the only things that I want to fix. And then I'll try to print it again. I made a little test print in my FDM printer. I don't have a resin printer, I wish. But it took very long, and my dwarf was like this big. The whole thing was like this big, so it's not that large, because my printer is also very small. And the dwarf was like this big. But the dragon was looking pretty cool. So there's that. Let's look at these hands again. this. Hands are tricky. They have so many positions they can be in. Let's see if I just can get a... Yeah. Let's copy this hand from this Wolverine statue that I have in my reference. Let me export selected image. And then I can load it in here so you guys can also see it. And at least I'm supposed to be able to. Texture. Go import. This one. Robo Chopra. Old Logan hand. Look at that hand. That's a freaking hand. Brush, samples, turn on spotlight projection, otherwise nothing's gonna work anymore. And Z to go back to sculpting. So we want these guys to be bent more, and these guys to have more bent in the top instead of in the bottom. So just and it's also quite spread. So just spread this and get this. Okay, it didn't work. And let me just separate some stuff because I like that for split hidden and split hidden. Now I can just go to this tool and just move it like that. Hey. Split and same here. Split. rotate it. Tighten it up a little. Oh my gosh. Yeegitrus. I'm still bidding my model. Decimated 8 million to 4 million. Woohoo! That's a legit decimation. So you decimate it first and then you are using, I guess, a bunch of booleans to create the pins, or how are you doing that? Nope, no booleans. A different way. Yep. First separating the model as final version, then remeshing everything, and then exporting to Zbrush for decimation. After all, I am pinning with boolean. So it is the booleans in the end. Just a whole bunch of cleanup before, so your computer doesn't explode. A little bit of pulling on these just for the new. Better, but I feel like these fingers also need to grab into something at least. Oh, maybe I can get his nose hole there. So he's like grabbing into his dragon's nose hole. Oh wow, it's not really a hole. Looks like a nose hole. Let's pull this out a little. Oh, autosave. A very short autosave. Quick sip. Your graphics card is screaming. Yeah. I can't imagine. It must be burning up. Since working on my travel setup, like it's not that different from my home setup. Just less screens and less keyboards. But my laptop is. I notice it's getting really hot. Because usually I just use a separate keyboard, but now I'm using the keyboard that's in my laptop. And it's I need to do something about that probably. Let's see, I install Specky to look at this kind of stuff. Let me see. Right now, it's analyzing. But it's on the hot side, but it's not too hot. Oh, okay, there it goes. Oh, okay. It is around between 70 and 80 degrees on my CPU and my motherboard. My graphics card is fine. I thought it was my graphics card. The graphics card is like 66. I need to do something about that. Working with laptop is awful, yeah, but it is portable, so great for traveling. And I have this, maybe you can show it, let's see. I have this very portable little screen. It's the stand is foldable, and I can just detach the screen like that, so it fits just together with my laptop in the bag. And that's how I do it. And then a little tablet in there as well. Let's make the tips of these fingers a little bit more grabby. Can I do that? No, not a lot more than this. Let's just put the silhouette a little. Same on this left finger. So I select it, reverse, take out my transpose line, rotate, and then a little bit of a move, just in my brain a little bit better looking. I don't know if it's actually better looking. It's a little bit longer. Just sort of adjust and nod. So I just have a little bit of a down and up, down and up, but tiny bit. Oh, yeah, support teeth there. I'll just break them off. Not going to worry about that at this time. Okay. Looks better. I still don't really feel the force of that hand, but maybe we'll get there. Let me keep at it. My friend's asking, are you married? Yes, well, almost. I am getting married next year. My beautiful fiance. looks a lot cooler, than the other hand. What did my friend say? In the works of the graph. There will be. Problems with the love handles obliques in my sculpt. Yeah, if they get too thick, they look like half handles, huh? How is it in bodybuilders? Just it's not live at all. Bodybuilder. Because I guess the obliques are just like a more or less just covering and keeping everything together in the waist, right? Yeah. I think one way you could think about it is it goes a little bit over the bone and the hips, but then all the thickness is on the inside of the body, not going out. Let's see, how have I? Yeah, they are a little bit love-handedly in mine as well. Maybe just edge polish, make it a little bit more tight, a little less belly, like a little less rounded. Take a very soft play, just a little bit inwards. Yeah. I'm not very happy with the legs or how thick all of this is looking over here. But it's gonna get covered anyway, and I really just want to move on to the next project. So it's a little bit of a struggle in that way. Because every time that I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh yeah, this can be a little bit more, a little bit less, a little bit But this project has been going for so long already. I just want to move on to the next thing. Maybe we're doing maybe we could do a Pokemon type swap again. So creating some features basically. Or make a character just based on the description. That is going to be pretty hard, but might be fun. Let's see how different mine or Bram's will be. I also need to just match all of this inside, right? Yeah, but this is not the place to do that. Okay, hands. I was doing hands. Let's get rid of these two first. Auto group and move these and delete hidden. Rotate the thumb. And look at the reference. It is first off, it's a different hand. So, is it? No, it's not. It's not. I'm talking boo crap. It is the same hand. I just cannot see the inside. Yeah, the thumb can rotate a little bit more, so it's also a bit more grabby. These two fingers are a little bit close together. These ones can be rotated more. Okay. To-do list. Let me just use this one. There. Can I? So. Can you give the tips on the hands, please? My tip is expect the hands to be a struggle. Because for me, they are always very time consuming to get in the right place. And even then, oof, I like to break them up in different parts. So I have the hand palm as one block, and then the thumb. Usually, sometimes even this fat part as one block, and then the finger part is another, and then all the fingers are separate ones, and the wrist. And then I will take a lot of time to get them all in the right position. I like to divide the fingers into separate groups so I can select the parts more easily. And so I can just, yeah, move them like that. And then at some point, which would not be now, I will go up a subdivision and I will try to keep the sharpness of the bones. So put these things back in. Usually with just a move tool. Sometimes I go down to a lower subdivision. Okay, so make another one. Sometimes I go down to a lower subdivision and use a little bit of pinch before I go back up. And so layer by layer I work it up and try to keep the sharpness at the top and the softness in the bottom of the finger. So if we go another subdivision up, then this would be around the time that I would add like a little bit of extra fold. So I just take the standard brush, I just go around the folded area so it puffs up a little bit. You can see it in your own fingers, but it's like it's not super visible, so I'm not super careful with it either. Maybe a little bit of inflate, because the hand needs to look good when you look at it next to the body, in my opinion. I would not really be a person to look this close up on a hand, but maybe that's just me making excuses for making bad hands. So let me just go back down. Dietrich, what about fingernail? Are you using separated box for that or drawing in the sculpt? I like to draw it in the sculpt, but I think the box is a safer way. What I how I did it in another sculpt. Do I have it? I don't think I have it on my computer. What I sometimes do is bend a cylinder. Well, not so. I'll take this one. And get this one close to the hand. No, actually no, because I'm not going to use this cylinder. This cylinder has way too much going on. I will go down to initialize and use Q cylinder Y. And then I just want like 1/2. That's a little bit too little. Yeah, 1/2 of that cylinder. Remove the rest. Keep it. Remove the rest. Make it double. Whoop. Try to move this into that finger. Yeah. So you can line this up with the block of the finger. Nicely. I'll make it a little bit flatter, I'm not sure, but this guy has pretty chunky fingers, so I think the nails will be more wide than exactly round. Yeah, I guess nails are a little bit more wide. I'm double check this with some other source. not not that good in hands, in my opinion. So I would place that somewhere around there. I can use the dynamic subdiv with a little bit of thickness. Oh, that's a little bit much. A little bit of thickness. Yeah. So there we have the fingernail. And use the damn standoff and I'll just carve it in. And the nice thing about this, let's make it a little bit, should probably make it a little bit more rounded. I'm looking at the fingers over here. He has very, very short fingernails. I never have my fingernails that short, so that's probably why my nails are generally longer, I guess. Because I'm looking mainly at my own reference that's right here in front of my face. The one that I'm drawing with. The nice thing of having it separate is that you can just later easily just scuff it up. It's little dirty nails, you know. And then you can copy and paste them to the other fingers. Or I would probably do that before doing a big line and like this. But you can just copy and paste into all the other fingers. And you don't have to make sure that you draw it in the same way on each finger. That's probably a better way to do it. Better than drawing it in my opinion. Thick. So if I just adjust the color a little bit, It's a little bit more red, I guess. No, not really. Yeah. Overskin, not underskin. But I don't think that's where I should put my attention right now. I don't dislike it though, I'm probably gonna do it like that. Another thing is, when I have enough subdivisions on the figure, I will need to at some point combine it with the rest of them. So that's probably going to be with the same C modeler, C remesh method that I showed before. And then with some extra care on removing the intersecting areas. What was that? So nail. Yes, remove all the steps. This is a very stubby, stubby tip. It's not a stubby tip, it's a low middle tip, middle area. Generally, every bit gets shorter by like third or fourth, something like that. The Anatomy for Sculptors book has a page on that. It's shorter. What is this for? Freelance project or just for fun? It's just for fun. We started it a while ago when we wanted to do me and Bram, we wanted to make a little bit of a bigger project. Well, it started as just an anatomy study, and then it grew into a bigger project, and we were like, yes, it's time to actually do a bigger project instead of the projects that were like not taking as long. It would just last a couple weeks, I think. But after this one, I'm definitely going back to a couple shorter projects. But before that, I would like to get some cool renders and maybe a 3D print from this. That will make me very, very happy. You should sell this for 3D print after it's finished. It's amazing. Thank you. That would be very cool. Indeed. Where do you have a place you would recommend selling on? Would it be like my mini factory or another place? Yes, I should. That's my fiance there in the chat. I'm using codes right now at Etsy. For Etsy, you have to, well, have to. Most people expect the physical print, right? I myself don't really have a printer that can handle that. But Bram has, maybe. Maybe. We'll think about it. And Colts also sells STLs, if I remember right. I'm not sure, should I sell STLs or only the full prints? All these considerations, man. I don't know what to do with them. They do download only as well on Etsy. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I thought it was all physical. Okay, enough noodle. Time to add the first sub-diff on all of these guys. Now pull this out a little for the knuckle. And now put in the shapes that I was talking about before. Make sure that we keep the squareness of the bones. I don't know. Etsy is not good for me. Just sold 9 models on Etsy, but on Cult I sold 26 models. Nice. And like the full models or the STLs? Like a printed model or an STL? Because I know you do a lot of printing. I see it. Looking very cool. Use a little bit of alt pinch to get this skin closer together on the bottom side. Maybe a normal pinch at the top. A little bit. Just a touch. Oh, this is not a great chair. Sit straight, Mike. Think about your back. Become an old man soon. Can't be complaining about your back every day. STL. All sold on STLs. Nice. I just sell real 3D models to my friends because in my country shipping is a bit. Oh, the heart was in the way. I thought you said shipping is a bitch. It's a bit hard to another country. Yeah, shipping is. Whew. First off the packaging, and then you never know what the hell how hard they're gonna throw that thing around, and then all the costs that come from it. Oh my god. Import taxes, export taxes. Can you imagine it being a pain? Okay, final finger for this subdivision. Pinchy pinch, pinchy pinch. Move this a little bit. Yes. Some bone. So the more that I've been looking at anatomy over the years, the more important the skeleton has become. So much more important than I thought at the start. When I started doing anatomy, I thought anatomy was all about the muscles. Yes, the muscles attached to the bones, but yeah, the muscles is all the things that you see, right? Yeah, but they are informed by all the skeleton structures, and the skeleton doesn't bend usually. It bends and then snaps, but yeah, the skeleton is very reliable, and it gives you all these nice differences between what is hard and what is soft. Anything that makes it realistic. If you don't have, if everything is looking soft, then it doesn't look real. If everything is looking hard, it doesn't look real. And you have to have this good balance between where it is hard and where it is soft. Your edges and your shapes. otherwise it doesn't look natural. I said real before, but I meant natural. Because you can have that in stylistic work as well. It's always a balance. How is my wrist inserting right now? It might be not. Ah, okay. My wrist is inserting fine. That's good. And in that case, time to add another subdiv. I think this one needs a little bit more pinch. Well, actually, I'll use the Bram standard a little bit. Push again. Fingers on the outside. Let's see, up and down. Nope, not button. Let's turn off that. Let's up and down. And let's see. Yes, okay, next subdivision, Control D. And let's use a little bit of Damn standard. And a little bit. Ooh, that's very hard. Is my pressure sensitivity working? I think it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, that was strange. Maybe just use a different brush. I like that. Move brush. Yeah, that. I'm really bored working stylized. Should I try hyper realistic? Go for it. It's always good to, like, if you feel like you're doing the same thing over and over, to just do a little project that switches it up. It's like, oh, I'm always making creatures, so let's do a character or like an environment now. So if you're always doing stylized, do a realistic. It is the, in my opinion, in my experience, realistic does take more time to finish, because there's, like, often, not always the case, more layers. So if you gotta do hyper realistic, you just do like a body part that you like very nice sensual lips or eyes. Or you can just go crazy and just do everything hyper realistic. Just jump into Marvelous Designer to do a realistic cloth. I posted my hands. Can you critique, please? I will have a look in a bit when I do this layer of refinement over the next couple fingers. I saw an artwork on the F station looking amazing. Yeah, Shadow Lake. And also for this, I will look when I'm done with these next couple fingers. I'm not done, just with this layer. Sometimes in the finger, oh, that's good. Sometimes in the fingers I also like to shave this off to make it extra bony. But I think that doesn't really suit this character. Damn standard. Got that in. Where am I? I don't know if YouTube allows links actually, but if it doesn't, just post the link in Discord. So yeah, ooh, that was good. Okay, accidental good. Happy accidents, as Bob Ross would say. Happy little knuckle. To the happy little team. Standard, come on. Yes, let's go. Dig that in there, baby. Pinch, pinch, pinch. And move brush. That's all around. Let's pull this out a little bit. This, square it off. A little bit of reverse edge polish. A little bit straighter. Edge polish with Alt. It is art. I think in the off-topic channel. Not sure, but yeah, let's put it in off-topic for now. Yeah, I think that's good. So we can get a little deeper. Yes. Maybe get that fold in there so I can still see it when I'm zoomed out. And it's just hidden by all the other fingers. I know it's there. Yeah. Let's do a save. I need to get rid of some of these saves. A sip of water that's empty. Okay, let's have a look at the Discord. Let's see. Oh, cool resource. Make monsters faster. Oh, that looks dope. I will check that out later. Oh, that's a nice Viking. Holy hell. With the hair and the effects. Wait, can I share this? I probably can. I just need to find the right button. Let's see. This? No. This. Yes. Damn. You know, damn. So that's see this. This is good presentation as well. Everywhere they are grounded. There's something going on that's not distracting from it, but adding to the atmosphere. Posed in every shot. Very nice. Very nice. So, are you going to make this, shoot for this hyper-realistic style? I wouldn't say this is hyper realistic, but like, say this is like 90, 95% realistic. It's very nice. Let's look at Deathbite. Hand. Alright. Let me copy this. What do I think? Can you share the hand, a screenshot of it where it's a little bit more rotated? Oh, I see something popping up. Yes. Yes, I think I see one thing that I would change. Copy image. Or could you maybe send the Z tool? Yeah, when I open that up, I just sculpt over it a little. Asian people are on a different level. Yeah, it really feels like that sometimes. Copy image. Photoshop. I'm afraid that Photoshop is going to eat my whole memory again. Um, here and now I will just go over this hand reference. So one of the simplest shapes to break anything up in is cubes. So this will be a cube, right? The wrist area. And then this is like almost a cube. It's like, you could have like a cube over here, but then there's this extra thing attached. Right? Like a triangle attached to it. And attached to that would be the cube of the thumb. Cube. This. And another cube. And another cube. And another cube. There's cube galore. And so I think we want to have cube. So good. So let's go over that in the Z2. OBJ FBX. I'll download the FBX. And Zbrush. And switch my screen again. Also close Photoshop before it eats everything. Okay. So far so good. Read memory. Okay. Polymesh. Nope, not copy to. Anyway. Import. And downloads. Open. Waiting for options to finish. Oh, okay. Oh, there. Okay, that's why I thought. Those are my different screen. Okay. This. Look at that boy. So, on the hand, first off, I think it's looking a little bit inflated, a little bit balloony, you know? So that's why I was mentioning the cubes before. Because if you're looking here from the side, oh, oops, wrong button. Looking here from the side, and if we take the paint, you see this whole curve over here. So what I think is that this curve, we want this to be more flattened, more like a cube. And then we can add the curve back in later once this cube is established. Oh, it's a little bit of backface masking problems there. It's fine. Yep. So if we get to this, take a little bit of H polish as well. Simple. And then let me take your hand image as a reference, copy image, just paste it in what you have for my own sanity. Can you see that enough? I don't think so, right? Let me grab that. Pure, have. Doesn't show. Caption method with it. This, that. You see it now? No. You see it now? Yes. Oh, but it is in a different position. Okay, but you see my mouse. That's good. So, how did we... Again, note, right? Yes, note. Draw. So we had this. And then the depth. That's what we're gonna do first. And it's wasn't doing symmetry, so I'll just mirror about down in modified topology, mirror weld. Okay, that's not entirely correct, so I go farther down to deformation mirror, and then go back up to mirror and weld. Okay. So, do I have symmetry turned on? Now I do. Hey, Ditish, how are you doing? So, I would have this line that goes from the palm, right? Here, this box, and then here we can start to find that triangular shape. So to me it looks like this is that if we look from the front, that this triangle is at a little bit of an angle, let's say, right? And then the thumb is connected here and all the fingies. So that's the next thing that I would do in here. So just carve that off. Make that extra big. And then I will cut off the finger for a second. Close holes. Oh. Nice color. Right, so like that. Let's also sharpen this off just because I'm busy now. I'm doing that now anyway, I mean, not busy. I think also the palm is looking a little bit long. The hand in total is like the size of the face. So a thing that you can use to measure in Zbrush is the transpose line. So if you have this gizmo, right? If we hit this button on the top over here, you can get the transpose line. And then up in the corner, you see units. And so I will measure out one head. And it says 2.35 units. So the hand, including the fingers, would be 2.35 units. So without the fingers, let's say that is more than half, so more than 1.2. Let's say like 1.5, 1.6. My maths was really shit. So let's see, 1.8. So I think that can be a little bit shorter. Oh, my local symmetry is turned on. Oh, okay. Oops, I don't think that changed. Let me just, yeah, hello again. Yeah. And then we can either pick one of these fingers. Just going to mirror that over as well. I would start with at least more straightened. They don't have to be perfectly straight, even though that's like the easiest to implement. And I would use cubes. So if we have this finger, I can go down to initialize cube. Now we have this very low body cube. Shit. What did I do? Oh, something happened to his head that made it disappear, which is not what I wanted to do. Oops. I think my history is also screwed. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. So let's say, generally, rule of thumb, this part is just as long as your longest finger, so usually the middle finger. So I can take this cube and I measure it off against the palm, so they are the same length, just about the same length, right? And then let's make it a little thinner. And then this guy is our fully stretched out middle finger, lengthwise. And I'm gonna use the Z-modeler tool to just get rid of this edge and make 1/3 over here and a little less over there for those divisions of the different parts of the finger. And then this is a good time to put them into different polygroups. Last one. Right, so now you have those different divisions. I think this one's a little bit long. Can I move that easily? Yes, I can. Slide edge loop complete. A little bit up, a little bit up. Golden ratio, exactly. And we can either split this into different ones or just subdivide it. No. I'll add, insert another loop, maybe even multiple. Turn off the polygroup stuff, keep polygroup. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And let's add a little bit of that band in. So select this. That band. Just because it looks nice. I do agree with that. I just wouldn't make them super bent, right? Just to keep it simple and more like this reference at least. And then this guy, you can just copy and paste him. And middle finger, Ctrl Shift D to duplicate your subtool. And then there it is. Make them a little bit shorter, and now we have an index finger. And Ctrl Shift D. Move it to the side. And a little bit shorter and a little bit smaller. There we have a ring finger. And another one. And then a little bit to one side. Smaller. Oh, that's not smaller. There. And that's a pinky. Let's move them a little bit more to the right. Oh. I think this. Right. See, I created accidentally a little band. We don't want that. We want it to be straight. I mean, it is still a hand, so it has eventually it will get a little curve. But at the start, it's really not important. At the start, it's essentially straight. And then for the thumb is essentially the third one is like hidden down there. It's a little bit of a different finger. Usually we can get away with just using the same finger. Just rotate it almost 90 degrees. Make it thicker, make it a lot shorter. Get it. Okay, I'm going to cut off this one part. Delete hidden. Delete lower. Delete hidden. Bloop. And that's almost thumb-like. It's still looking a little long. Maybe the lower arm is just looking short to me instead of this is long. Let's see, we had a head here. So one head, two heads, three heads. Yeah. Not sure. For the hands, I created base mesh. For every project I'm using and editing this base mesh. Yes, you can just make one hand, one good hand, and just keep using that as the base. Add a little bit of thickness in here. I don't know how Nico does hands actually. I didn't do that tutorial, but everywhere the same rule applies, like start simple and then make it harder over time. So start with simple shapes and then add all the complexity afterwards. So let me just move the light a little. Yeah. So, and then here is going to be cushioning, let's call it cushioning. We have another cushion. So these very bent kind of figures, they are hard to measure and they are hard to pose. So you can put them in that pose eventually, but I wouldn't start with that. I would start with almost straight fingers. And then you can add some variation to that, like by making them a little bit more or less bent, make it a little bit more relaxed looking. But that's after they are straight. So I hope you had some use in this. If there's any questions, let me know. So my biggest point was that it was looking very, very rounded, very ball shaped. While because there is not really a lot of muscle going on. Well, there are many muscles, but there's not a lot of muscle mass in the hand. So they are basically as hard and straight as the bones are. Yeah, no worries. I'm glad it helped. Yeah, the hand size is also important. Size in everything. Like, yeah, a full hand should be a face size. So what we said 2.35 before. Let's see if I made a correct size. Zip. Oh, too big. How much smaller do I need to be? It's quite a lot smaller. So it's still too big. Let's move this. Ay, ay, ay. Well, it's a little bit of back and forth. There is a little bit too much bulge over here. But this a nice guideline is on for the forearms that I like is you have the elbow, right? The elbow is very hard. Point over here. Do I have? Yeah. Okay. The elbow over here. And that elbow goes with a little bend straight to this bone that you can see on the top of your hand over here and on the pinky side, right? That's where the elbow goes. And this ridge muscle group, they point towards the thumb. So that's two of the different ones, and they attach on the same. And in between those, you have all the, I want to say they are the tensors, but I might be wrong with the name. So all these upper arm muscles are in between those two. And on the other side between those two, you have the flexors. I'm missing something. Oh, yeah, it has like a muscle that's right next to it here as well. That's just, it's like a nice divide. But what I meant to say with that is that this bone area relatively straight. If you do have like a nice chain going on. That's something that a lot of people do wrong, and you have got it perfectly right. Is that it's not circle and another circle and another circle. No, it's a chain going. Why is it not line? Is it this chain going into this chain, going into this chain? So it's like a link system, and that's looking very good here. So, yes, I will end it there. Just want to set a couple things. That's right. Do you want this? I will export. I don't know what happened to his head. It just exploded and didn't want to come back to me. Sorry. Export. Yes, FBX. Call him. And downloads. Alrighty. Can I just remove this? Yes, delete. Following your naming convention, right? Okay. Cool hand this guy has. Jesus Christ. See how straight this is? It's insane. I cannot do it like this guy does it, but it's so flat there. Yes. Oh, but my perspective is really bad. Yeah, very nice to look at. Okay, let's go back to the hand. Focus. Hello, mister. Let me just, how did I mirror again? Shift Alt, yes. Way more tension on the thumb. Where is my line? even with the fingers actually. Just and on this this hand over here, you can see a bit what I meant with the the straightness that I want to keep on the tops of the fingers. Let's see, draw. Yeah, you can see like this straightness at the top of the fingers. Very straight on the top of the fingers, and then like the bulge, the looseness on the bottom of the fingers. So it's like loose, round on the bottom, then I like this straight curve on these other sides. And that's what I'm trying to copy to get that tension that this Wolverine hand has. Just a wish version. Wolverine at home. Ah, you're done keying. Finish, export, and zip. And then you're going to make another. Or did you print it? I feel like I saw you having a print of it. Was it just a render? Do you print the whole zip? Print. Does your printer take the whole zip file and print all the pieces in that way? And then, well, afterwards you can paint it, of course. It's white triangle. Comparing two models, 175mm full version and the separated one. I didn't print it yet. Ah, nice. Let me refresh my memory, like what's the pose? Show and tell. Ooh. Oh. Oh, nice. Very nice. That's a lot of keys and holes. What program is that? Oh, Blender, of course. Is it Blender? Might be Blender. It's looking really dope. He Gretus. What was it? He Geetrus. That's how I was saying it. Looking dope. Looking really dope. Of course it's Blender. Let's see. Let's see. That lane change there. And whoa. Make some water. So I've been doing that. Let's see. It still has one. Hold there. I think. Let's see, do we have another handle? Whoa. Okay, this is a lot higher. lost my cube. The thumb, every part of the finger should be a cube. Where is it? Here. Oh. And here. It's not straight anymore. Do I need it to be straight? Something looks weird, so I think so. I think it's just this. Needs to be more. Like this. Hands are very tricky. So another thing that I just remembered from the anatomy from Sculpting book. Let's see if I have the reference on here. That's feet. There is this angle of the fingers, or well, of the palm in between the fingers, I guess. I think it's like going forwards and the bottom more. And then on the top, on the knuckle side. I don't think I have that enough. Especially the stretched fingers. Because apparently it folds. And they're not stretched fingers. It's too much. And oh my gosh, these fingertips are not equal anymore. I've been pushing and pulling them too much. Let's just eyeball to try and make them equal again. Because this one is a lot thicker than this one. I would not like that. Same here again. Make it less thick. painted. Tuck that at the bottom. Yes. Bit of a thing. Yeah, this is from the book Anatomy for Sculptors. It's whew, it's so good. It is a lot of these images. I don't know if all, but a ton of them you can just find in Google and on their Instagram and on their ArtStation, and it's really good. It has very simple do's and don'ts. For example, here the nails that we were talking about, like, oh yeah, the cylinder, it's not, the fingernail is not flat, it's a half cylinder. Like, and the palm is just as wide as these 3 fingers. It's like simple but super useful things. And this is just on the hand. They also have like here on the face, and there's something on the feet. That's, yeah, arms. Look at all that. It's very good. It's a great book. Oh. Let me see. What was I looking at? The hands. Yes, yes. And this is not straight, so let's do this. I think that's more straight. Okay, let's go back to Wolverine. Where are you? Ooh. Hercules. Also cool. I just don't see hands there. Hands are here. What am I still going to do? It's only, oh my gosh, only 10 minutes more. What can I do in 10 minutes? Um, let's see. Yes, maybe I am more flexed. I will have this tendon showing more. So I'll just put this a little bit as a reminder for myself. And in his wrist. Guess his wrist is very empty. Actually, do I need to? Yes, I do, because that is showing. I thought it was going to be hidden by the armor, but no. Okay. Yeah. How are knuckles? Knuckles are a little bit more down, I think. If you would sculpt this only while streaming, it's gonna take too much streams. Yes, it is taking many streams. It's just quite hard for me to do it outside of streams. It's a me problem. I do want to do a little bit more outside of streams on this. Otherwise, yeah, it's gotta be another half year before finishing this. Creating Are we creating time-lapse videos for our sculpts maybe with the Zbrush recorder? Sometimes we do. We had a period that we tried to do it. It's with the time-lapse video in Zbrush, we can only do that. The problem with it is we can only do that if it's all in one subtool. So like this hand is in one subtool, and we still have all of the history. So for bigger projects, that's really hard. For all projects it can be hard because of that. But there is also another way to record. I've been playing around with trying to make edits from the streams and stuff, but it's just making a time-lapse is a lot more annoying than I would think it would be. When I did those morning studies, those were just time-lapsed. Yes, those were time-lapse recordings. That was pretty nice, but that's a one session thing. I need to figure out a process to do it more consistently. Because it is very nice, even just to have, not to look at. I don't. If you look at a time lapse, do you always skip to the end first and then go back if you like it? Yeah, exactly. If you have it in separate sessions working on it, it's yeah, it's more difficult. But yes, it is something that I would like to do. Just have to figure out a good way to do it. Yeah. It's a little bit before 10, so I think I will call it quits. Anybody listening? So it's like things you want to say, things you want to ask, well, whatever. I will save my files and stuff and rotate around a little bit, and then I will end the stream. Save file. Already, thanks everybody for all the listening at least, and Nitish, if you're still there, hello, and thank you for being there. He Gitras and Devbite, Amanda, thank you all. It's really nice to have some talking Emil Smulders. Today it was a one-man show. Your dwarf will be very beautiful with a lot of detail. Until next time. Yes, thank you for being here, Emil. And Amanda says time lapse and audio on top of it, if it's something technical. Yeah. Audio like me explaining something about it. It really depends on what I'm explaining in that case, but yeah, it's yes. I need to look into that more seriously. Thank you everybody for watching, and I think I will be back on Tuesday. Double check with Trav. No, wait, I am back on Tuesday. See you all on Tuesday. Like and subscribe if you like this stuff. Thank you for asking questions. I really enjoy it. If there's more things that you want to show, ask, whatever, go to the Discord down in the description. We have a Linktree link, and there should be a Discord link as well. And then I will see you all next Tuesday. Bye bye.